Okay. Is this your first Conjuring movie?
Yes, it is.
Out of the 8 movies in this cinematic universe, air quotes.
I have seen none of them
I
until
told
now.
you. I told you, man. It's like if Lifetime made a horror movie.
It was quite. Let me ask you this, Kevin. Are they all this boring?
It's like the movie never ended from the last one.
That sounds horrible.
It's literally like a fucking 26-hour movie. It's like,
Just
never ends.
You like this, right? You like this.
They do. People love it. People love the universe with the doll and the nun and all that. They're all terrible. They're all just one note fucking. But this one had the most disconjointed fucking narrative. It hopped all over the place because it knew, it was like, listen, you're going to be bored as shit. So we're going to take you back to the past to play the video games that sucked ass. And it was all over the map. And I was just like, man, you couldn't have just started this from when they were kids and then him waking up with like a bummed knee. And he's like, my ticker ain't got it. I don't know if I could do any more Conjuring.
Well,
Jesus.
The problem is it's the based on a true story part, Kevin.
It's just based on 2 assholes that really, quote unquote, did these rodeos. You know what I mean?
Yeah, no, I get that. But that, unfortunately, especially when Hollywood gets a hold of it, just means that they try desperately to stick as close to that true story, or at least pretend to
is really
to the point where it becomes detrimental to the narrative, every single fucking time.
It's not even really that. It's more of like if they say it's based on a true story, they're gonna be like, "Hey, that's that taco spot he got that double B from. True story, exactly. Baby, through and through."
And then you're just like, "What does that have to do with the rest of the narrative?" And they're just like, "Absolutely fucking nothing." But when they would not let us drop this from the fucking narrative, and I was like, "Okay, all right."
Yeah, it's just, I don't know. I just think we should movie. The Conjuring, The Devil Made Me Do It, or The Conjuring 3 for you purists out there.
When did this be Conjuring 4? I thought there already was a Conjuring 3.
Yeah, because you don't watch The Conjuring. You don't even know. You don't even know when you're conjuring The Conjuring. Say it a bunch, it just really loses everything.
Are you sure? I thought this was the 4th one.
I don't know, man. Well, why don't you ask the fucking Google machine and see what it tells you?
Google machine, tell me how many Conjurings there are.
Because I got Conjuring from 2013, I got Conjuring from 2016, I got Conjuring, you're looking at it right now. You've seen these other assholes do other things, but this time they're Conjuring.
This time they're legit Conjuring. All that other times, they were only pre-Conjuring. They had a lot of pre-con on them.
They did. You can blame Warner Brothers. It's 112 minutes. Budget was $39 million. It's already sitting at 67. So I'll see you for Conjuring 4.
Yeah, you're all right. Okay.
Directed by Michael Chavez. Blame James Wan and Peter Safran. James Wan's all over this thing. It's his story and his homies, and they're all just sitting around giving Patrick Wilson and Vera Farmiga more roles. Just basically keep the checks coming. Keep those Conjo checks coming.
Yeah. I thought this was a Blumhouse joint because of how
formulaic it is.
Yeah.
That's where you would be wrong. You're just a casual. There's people that are just frothing at the mouth to get more
I bet.
Conjuring.
Because let's see, we got, like, don't get me wrong, the idea of a shared horror universe, like, okay, we all love a shared cinematic universe.
No,
okay?
I kind of don't.
I mean, okay, everyone else other than Kevin loves the idea of it. I mean, that's why Marvel's been successful. People like that, you know. Kevin Smith proved it when he was just like, hey, I have this other movie that brings up this other movie. People were like, oh my God, I'm gonna buy a lamp from Dogma. You know, like, people are I made myself laugh there. But people, they enjoy the shared cinematic universe. I do too. I mean, it's about fucking time. It's like, just make big ass miniseries movies or whatever.
Well, that's
But
all this is, and that's how these
yeah,
movies feel. They feel like there's just no end to them. They just feel all flat, and that's why all these Marvel movies are trash because they just feel like one giant, massive movie that's really not that good. So when you go to see them, they all feel the same because it all is the same. There's just nothing that sets them apart. Hey, there's some more shit you know, but now we're doing it over here with some shit you thought you knew, but now you
he's
know.
Smart Hulk. He's sharing the tacos.
Yeah, and you're just kind of like, it just feels, it's so, I mean, personally to me, and I know I am 100% wrong because everyone else just can't stop giving the money. It's just when I watch it, I'm like, man, this is literally this is the same movie, like for real this time.
Yeah, Patrick Wilson was like, Lenore, get a fucking load of this fucking guy. He doesn't like the Marvel movies.
I just like
Fucking great.
they have,
I'm loving them. Me and my
but-
bum knee are watching it.
my whole thing is they have moments, right? And it's just like you watched a fucking 82-hour movie and you're like, oh, there's a couple of cool moments. I just can't really remember anything. It just all runs together and some stuff. Like, there's only a handful of things out of this, even that I was like, oh, I liked it. And then they did it immediately after I said, oh, that was cute. Now they did it again. And I was like, oh, you just kind of.
They were like, you like that? You like that, casual fucking viewer? Here it is again and
like
again.
Casual. I've seen all of these.
You're hardcore? You're hardcore
Yeah,
this sport? Huh?
unfortunately.
Yeah, we're going to hardcore it into your face.
Yeah, they did. And this was my swan song. I'm like, I'm done with your Conjuring,
Wow, you did
with your
1,
nuns.
2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 movies to be finished, huh?
I don't even know. Does this Insidious count in this? Because I thought Insidious had some good ideas.
Not in the Conjuring universe from the Wikipedia. Wikipedia says no.
Okay. What's in the universe?
We have the Conjuring,
Okay.
Annabelle,
Terrible.
the Nun,
Terrible.
and Curse of La.
Yeah, I knew you fucked that up. I
I did intentionally. And then we have future films, The Crooked Man,
mhm.
which
They just love
don't
contortionists in
imagine-
this
they will
shit.
Fuck
They
that
just,
up bad.
they were like, hey, remember in The Exorcist, you guys play that beautiful bean footage.
We love that too. And an untitled Nun film. I assume is a
The Nun tune, None Harder.
Nun too.
Oh, get it? None Harder? I like that. Go with it.
None Better.
That's the third.
Yeah.
Come on.
Where she's dunking on someone. He's like, tongue out, just nunning it up on the court.
Yeah.
There's also a comic book coming out this year called The Conjuring the Lover. I'm sure that's not horrible at all. It's probably produced by DC since it's a WB joint.
Yeah, I just think I'm just exhausted of this formula, and they're just not even really that good.
I don't know why anyone would watch 7 more of these films. This is as I kind of said, this is my first Conjuring film. It was quite dull.
And the thing is like you're not even a horror guy, so you're not even going to give it like it doesn't even get a free pass because you're like, oh, it's horror, we gotta see what they do. You're just kind of like, okay, well, what is this?
Well, I mean, I enjoy horror, but no, I'm not a horror connoisseur. Like I enjoy a good horror film. I don't seek out like every fucking horror film though.
Yeah, but that's the thing. Like,
I end up like this, where I'm just like, this is boring.
Most horror people, like if you're into that, you will. It's almost like, well, I guess I'll watch it. And it's going to be. It's all terrible, bad, schlock, cheap, campy, whatever. But you're going to be like, well, I guess I'll just check it out. It's like an abuse. You're just like, I guess I'll just take the abuse of this 2-hour piece of shit. Oh my god.
Yeah, I was actually more surprised by the runtime. I was like, how dare you?
Oh, you can
I
see
expected an hour 30 and to be done. And when I got to an hour 30, I was like, this feels like I should be done watching this. And I looked and I was like, fucking half an hour. And that half an hour took forever to get over with. I was like,
I just want to see Patrick Wilson and Bob Odenkirk do a buddy cop movie because I'm like, are you guys brothers?
every time.
Are you guys the same dude?
They just have similar foreheads. from
You're the same dude.
part of the world. I would argue that they're definitely not.
Very much the same guy.
Odenkirk's listening. He's just like,
I gotta work with this
honey,
guy.
take a fucking memo that, fuck Patrick Wilson if I ever see him. Yeah, not working with him. All thanks to this podcast. Write the name down of this podcast. I cannot be bothered to look at my iPhone. Yeah, I got an iPhone. I'm in Hollywood, motherfuckers.
Oh, he's rich. For sure.
He's like, I got the 12 Pro Max. I don't even know what it does.
Whatever it is, it's going to be the max of it. That's for sure.
Yeah. I'll never know. I play Snake on it.
1981. Ed on the Rain. Back on that shit. They're here. I'm not going to lie. It did the traditional horror trope of like, hey, let's get them with a big sizzling intro and we got to get their attention. And then they got to sit and marinate for 45 minutes till something spooky happens. But I will say I did laugh about 3 to 4 times in this exorcism. And we were off to a good start.
I was very confused why nothing was happening at the beginning of the exorcism. Like, we're seeing all this damage to the house. I was like, okay, that's a lot of damage, you know. Looks like it used to be a nice house. It's a little fucked up. And then everyone's just like casually sitting in the living room.
Well, no, they're all shooting. They just had a big exorcism. They're just like, listen, man, 8-year-old David, he's got the juju in him, and we got to beat it out of him. He's done fucked this house up. We're taking a break. The demon's resting inside the boy. This house is not yet clean. So.
Did it make sense to send him? Like, we had already seen there was a lot of damage coming downstairs.
Listen, they're straight stupid assholes.
Why send the boy back upstairs so we can?
He needs a nap.
Again.
He's got to fuck some more shit up in about 5, 4, 3, 2. There we go. So David's like, I like David's look. He looked like me when I was a little kid with his fucking dumb plastic glasses. I was like, oh man, the 80s. They did it to me too, David. And he's got the exorcism sweats. The family's tuckered out. We just got like the sister, the boyfriend. We got Ed and Lorraine doing their shit. We got Ma and Pa. And I laughed so hard. We'll get to it. He's done fucked up everything. And they're like, hey, maybe he's tuckered out. Let's go. It's so
weird because like they're just reading from the Bible. And then Ed's just like, maybe we should take some coffee and a break. I've read this chapter a couple times now.
Chasing demons out the boy is hard. That's hard work.
I don't know. I was just like,
coffee break.
I could do something.
Anyway. He's like, I'm trying to. The movie literally just started. Please, audience, please. So they go to lay him down, and then he's just like, I'm sure I'm tuckered out. Maybe I'll get all riled up in a minute. And then the boyfriend comes in. I forget the boyfriend's name. What's his name?
Arn
comes in. Arn Anderson, Four Horsemen, classic.
Yeah, that's what I kept thinking too.
He comes in there and he's like, hey, you doing all right? I'll protect you, man, no matter. You going to marry my sister? He's like, oh, that's very forthcoming. I'm thinking about it. Maybe I'll take her away from this dumpy town. Is that yes? I'm a little Dr. Phil in training. I know I just had what a devil spirits inside of me causing me to raise hell. But can we talk about you for a little bit?
Let me just switch the narrative back over to you, Ard. You seem like you might be a pinnacle part of this story. And my little David face will come into play one or two more times.
Spot. I might marry your sister. Don't tell her.
It's so weird. It was like, hey, I might die tonight, but like, let's talk about you.
Let's. Because I'm interested. I'm like, is he going to marry her? I don't know.
Is he? He seems kind of like a doof.
You going to marry my sister, Debbie?
You plowed my sister at that fucking dog kennel? The dogs howl and you're just like, And then describe the nastiness to me.
And then Ed or Lorraine are like, maybe we should go downstairs and get some of that Folgers we heard so much about. And then we need to get Father Gordon on the phone because we need to steal a shot from The Exorcist. And I was like, do it. Steal that shot.
Oh, yeah. Listen, I haven't seen The Exorcist. I'm not going to lie. I know I should probably watch it, but it's just been so overhyped for me that I worry that I'm just going to be like, meh, because I've seen so much stolen from it. I know, but it's just when people are just like, nah, it's a when like everyone says it, it's just I don't know, it's hard.
That's
Anyway,
true.
even I knew I was just like, steal that shot a little hard there, guys. like,
Oh, they did, and that's
like
fine. I'm
I was
okay
like, you
with
gotta
it.
stay on that shot for a long time,
Which is
long time.
okay because cinematically, there's like two shots in the movie I liked, and it was the first to introduce when you're introduced to the house. I really liked the way they shot that low and brought it up, and I was like, "Wow, like a wide shot for the house, that's cool." And then they do the Exorcist shot where he gets out of it's a high angle shot of him getting out of the cab. I was like, "Okay, yeah, I like this. I see what you're doing." And then they do the pose and the light. I was like, "Yeah, okay, right on the nose. I love it. Let's get his ass in there." And in the game, Father Gordon in the fathering game of fighting the devil off when it gets inside a person or demons or whatever, he's the weakest jabroni I'd ever seen ever.
Yeah.
He gets jobbed out in 5 seconds.
He got jobbed out when he got
No,
out of that cab,
it's
Kevin. He was
it's
like,
like
oh shit, I should have taken some more pep pills. Ugh.
number one, he was shook when he walked in. I was like,
Yeah.
man, I don't
He
believe
was
you're.
shook in the yard. He was like, that's a long walk.
I was like, are you the backup? I see the poo trail running down your leg. You
He's
ain't
like,
got
I'm
it
the
in you.
I'm
You
the A
ain't got
number
it in
one
you,
Duke of
Gordon.
New York right now, buddy.
Yeah, he's the softest in the game. I was like, this fucking Charmin ass fucking preacher, he gonna get worked.
Oh
so
yeah, I was just like, why did they even need him? Like,
because they had to complete the exorcism. I mean, like Ed and
well, Ed
Lorraine,
can't
that ain't.
just like fucking get this shit done already. Like, how many of these has he done?
I mean, he ain't afraid of no ghost, but he's still.
He ain't getting no jobs done either, though.
Yeah, he still needs the a man of the cloth to come in there and hi-ya that shit. So
Well,
Gordon comes in, and then they're all trying to fucking get Folgers in their cup, and they're just like this weird exposition about boyfriends and girlfriends and looking at each other and giving each other eye and stuff. And all of a sudden, David needs attention. He starts wiling out.
no,
Everybody
they're
just
just like, hey, how about we leave the kid that's possessed by himself for a few minutes,
yeah. I was like, he's
so we could
possessed. We
just
haven't.
really get up this fucking
I'd
preacher's
strap his
ass.
ass down. I'd be like, listen, man, I'm gonna put you in the straps, and it's gonna be uncomfortable. Let's see if you can sweat this shit out. And he's gonna be like, I can't. I'm gonna be like, I said, let's see, okay.
I said, let's see how the morning goes, okay? I mean, I'm fucking tired. All right, we're putting on Folgers. It's fucking 11 at night. Come on, David, be considerate, you piece of shit. Ask about people's futures and shit. Come on.
He's up there, and he kind of starts freaking out. He starts seeing shit, and I think this is where he goes into the bathroom, right? And he tries to hide in the bathroom, and he does the little kid thing where he just pulls the shower curtain around him.
He's like,
And
no one
then
can see my head, even though the moon is just fucking blasting into
it's
this clear
it's
curtain.
little kid rationality. If I can't see them, they can't see me, right? So he does it, and this movie, and let alone this whole series, the reason it's so long, Dustin, is they like these little spooky moments. They're so proud of themselves,
Oh, I
and
can tell.
they just stop. The whole narrative fucking stops just so they can do their spooky moment build.
They're just like, wait for it.
But
Wait for it.
in every other goddamn beat of this movie, they're so undisciplined. They can't cut out of a scene fast enough. Dialogue's not even done. They're already cut on that dialogue. They're gone. They're like, listen, we got some other shit to do. We got to go see this car rolling down a goddamn street.
We'll
And I'm
leave
like,
a note. Okay, now we're
dude,
just in here. Okay, all right, fuck it.
the pacing, man, and just the way they do it. I'm like, dude, fucking slow down. They slow down on the wrong things for too long, and then they can't wait to get this other shit out of the way. It's almost like they're just checking boxes. I mean,
Yeah,
the eighth entry, fuck, I guess they are.
yeah, they're just like, we know what we're doing, buddy. All right.
Yeah, I'm just like, geez, Louise. So he's in there. You get the hand over the shower rod, whatever.
I liked
Spooky.
it. That was
It was
fine. I mean,
okay. It's a nice build because us as the viewer, we haven't seen anything yet, so I let it go. Showerhead explodes. Of course, it's blood. He starts freaking out. It's a decent shot where he's in the tub. They kind of center up on him. He does a decent scream. It's all fine. It's all
the
really
kid
kind
does
of.
good. He does terrified
The
well.
kid's not bad.
He's gonna be real fucked up later in life.
Nah, he's fine. He's gonna be counting that money later in life.
Yeah,
Because you're gonna use him grown up in fucking Conjuring 15, the Return of David.
David's Cinderella story.
Yeah, now he's doing the Conjuring, busting. He ain't afraid of no ghost. And
He's
then
like, I am a little.
so he
Watch me
has a
terrified.
moment. Everyone runs upstairs. They find him. Of course, there's no blood. He's tripping demon balls.
Yeah.
And he's kind of doing I thought they were going to do some fun shadow tricks, but he's just kind of in the corner in the shadow. But they're kind of like, nah, let's just have him. I think the mirror has shattered at this point.
Yeah, the mirror is shattered.
He just, dude, he's Sonic the Hedgehog's across the fucking bathroom and stabs his dad in the thigh.
Well,
I
he like CG rock jumps, like when the rock jumps in CG motion. He did that.
I busted up laughing.
I
was like, oh, David, just fuck dad, right? Like you went for dad. That it was something behind that. But later, I'm just gonna
right in the artery. I was like, dad's dead.
I'm just gonna skip to this part. We'll recap, but after the big squab downstairs where we go, finally dad comes down the stairs and mom he misses everything and he has like a 2-inch to 1-inch tourniquet around his thigh. And I was like, it took you guys that long to wrap that piss poor?
Yeah.
I laughed. Dad's like butt scooting down the stairs like, what I miss?
Yeah, he's like, what I miss? Don't worry, I'm a little ouchy. I was drinking a lot upstairs.
Ed, did you just have a stroke, my dude?
Ed, you sleeping over? Ed.
Demon trying to stop my heart. Just another day at the office. Let's go. Let's get it.
Just another day for Ed.
Let's get that bag, Lorraine. We end this. Let's get that bread. Hey, Ed, you gotta go to the hospital.
Not without my Folgers, damn it. I waited 3 hours for it to brew.
30 minutes of this movie. You're snoozing.
Yeah.
So he does a fit, and everybody's just like, Jesus Christ, let's not throw a blanket on this kid and hold him down. Let's just watch him go ape shit. So Ed's like, I've seen this before. We got to exercise. The father's like, the dinner table.
All right, let's bring him to the church. I was like, why did you come over here then, dumbass? Dude, why did you
Gordon,
come here?
Not stabbed in the leg, Father, but Father Gordon. I'm like, did you not get the fucking memo, dude? We're doing it here. That's why we called you. We didn't call you to watch us take him to the fucking church, you idiot asshole. God, I hated that fucking guy.
It's a lot easier just to drag him into the church and lock him in for the night.
Somebody should have punched the father in the fucking dick and been like, dude, stop thinking with this and start thinking with this, huh? Up here, buddy. Upstairs is where we need you.
And he's like, but I see a little boy.
Everybody's like, oh, okay, all right. That's a cut. We're wrapping the movie. We're done. We're done.
We're out of here. Yeah, so they just slap him on the dinner table.
No, this is the part I like. So Ed puts him over his shoulder, and he's like, you know what? We're going to do an good old-fashioned exorcism. This is what Ed knows. And they take him down, and the boy's clawing. And then you actually see the demon's claws against the wall. And I was like, all right, that's fucking cool. I like that part. I snapped to attention. I was like, all right. And then they did it again. And then they did it again. I was like, stop it.
And then they kept doing it.
One was fine. One would have been sick. I would have been like, okay, this is real. This is real intense. I like it. They throw the kid on the table. Everyone's holding a limb, and he just starts doing the frothing, the sweating. And they're not cussing. The demons don't cuss as much as they used to. I mean, in The Exorcist, they make all the sailors blush. But
too much foam in the mouth,
Yeah, you foam.
Well, they want. I guess this does have an R rating.
Yeah, that's why I didn't understand it. But whatever. He probably didn't have a lot of swearing because the soft ass Father Gordon was in the room. He'd probably go, "Oh, my Lanta."
Yeah, he's like, I don't want the father to pass out. Okay,
but
we got to get through this scene.
Dustin, my first hard chuckle is they start doing it. The father's reading the good book like he's never heard of the fucking thing.
He's just like, and then there was
what Genesis? I had a Genesis. Wait, is Genesis out yet? It's 1981. We'll wait for the no. Nintendo's
read? Is it Luke or something? And Ed's just like, fucking get together, father fuckface.
It's so funny, dude. They're trying to read it. The demon's getting pissed. Little demon David's flipping out.
Dude, the backup father later on in the movie, he was the same way. He was like, and then I guess I just read
all the church representation in this movie. They suck. They're not formidable opponents, but because it's not their movie, it's Ed and Lorraine's. But my favorite part already is the kid starts whiling. Demon David's freaking out. The dishes fly out, and the father takes like a cereal bowl to the temple.
That was like a gravy bowl. He's just like, oh, fucking gravy's up. Oh, shit.
He doesn't say anything. He falls over and dies.
He fucking jobs out hard.
And I looked around. I was like, is no one going to laugh that the father got served? Literally.
No, because they were already picking up all the fucking hard work, and then they watched that jobber go down. Ed was just like, "Oh, come on, man!
Like,
cut me a fucking
out.
Demon
If
break."
I was Ed, I'd be like, Demon, I need you to take 5 real quick. This piece of shit just rolled over on us.
Yeah, we did. Our side needs a chance to regroup. Okay, this is not a fair fight right now.
Funny. I laughed for like 10 minutes. If they went back to him, he's still snoozing.
And Ed was like, old man tourniquet, get the fuck up.
He was like, talk about getting out of your job responsibility.
He was like, it's late. I'm old.
I was scared, guys. You know what? I was so scared that cereal bowl hit me, and the fear put me to sleep. He sucks so bad.
He's like, I just wasn't feeling it today. You know, I just,
dude.
really made for the exorcisms of.
I want it, dude. Can he get his own spinoff, or he just gets hit with shit trying to exercise?
That's why he's so scared, Kevin. He's already got like 50 years of head injuries.
I was like, bro, wear a helmet.
They won't let me. It doesn't go with the uniform.
That they should. That you should just redesign it. Put Born to Preach on the side of it. Put a fucking ace playing card. Some smokes wrapped up in there.
He's like, all right, I'm interested.
So the kid does the whole gimmick of contorting and doing it. They're all holding him. The wind's blowing. Shit's
they're not just like holding him. They're just like, oh shit, this is fucking gross. Stop it, David.
I'm like, guys, get over it.
And Arn's just like, leave him alone. He's just a boy. And then Ed's like, Arn, shut the fuck up. Don't engage, motherfucker. Ground rules. We didn't go over them, but I assumed you knew.
Ever address the demon? Yeah, I don't know if anybody knew anything.
No. Yeah.
Demon
Everyone's
David breaks
flying
free.
by their seat of their pants here.
Yeah, real fucking shotgun exorcism on this one. The demon jumps on Ed because Ed's running shit, and he just starts throttling him. He's like, I want to take your fucking heart, old man. And he's like, oh no, you're hurting. Like, this sucks. You're giving me a heart attack. And then the fucking Orange just like, oh no, and grabs them. He picks them up. The demon's just like, I'll let this happen. And he's like, take me, not the boy. Dude, the boy, he's got so much to live for. The boy, to take me.
I want to marry his sister. That still happened, right?
It could have been so cool. The demon should have been like, deal. You know what I mean? Or something. He just looked at his face, and then all of a sudden,
they both just had cloudy caca eyes.
Yeah, he just
like, and then one of them cleared up.
And I was just like, okay, so I guess the demon's really not going to be a present character. He's more just like a plot device. So I thought he was going to be like, deal done. You know what I mean? Something cool, like in a demon voice. I'd been like, sick. And then David's fine, and Arn's, air quotes, seems to be fine.
Well, Ed's not good. Ed knows that. Well, Ed sees it go down, yeah, but he can't talk because he's too busy dying.
Yeah.
And, what's her name? Lorraine or whatever?
Yeah.
She is having visions, which I didn't know that was her gimmick. So I was very confused.
That's her main gimmick. That's how they bust all those ghosts.
She's like, I can see them. It's really not too hard, actually.
Yeah, they're just kind of like, hey, Lorraine. She's like, bro, I ain't afraid of no ghosts, man.
She's like a little bit. I mean, but not a lot. Like rats are kind of scarier, actually. So.
Yeah, but she's okay.
Yeah, I mean, they're both competent actors. I'll say that. It's not like they're just like, and they're not phoning it in. You know, like they've done this. This is their first Conjuring. So
no, but they're very show up for paychecks. Their performance is very muted. Like they don't really. Even when it goes into their love story and like their kindling, like the only part I believed her is towards the end at the gazebo, and I was like, "Oh, was that emotion? Like, what
are you doing here, Vera? You trying to feel stuff?"
Yeah, I was like, okay. And even there's times when he's reprimanding her because he cares, air quotes. I was just like, "Sir, are you really Patrick? I'm calling you Patrick because you sound like pissed."
He's like, I am a little bit.
Yeah. So I was he's like, I'm pissed. We can only do about 29 more of these Conjurings, man. I gotta. He's like, those Maseratis don't pay for themselves.
So I'm getting real tired. Be quite honest.
Well, Dustin, now it's months later.
It's months later. He's
Wake
well,
up.
no,
Wake
no,
up,
we do
wake
the
up.
we do the hospital scene first. I mean, you just kind of mentioned it, but
That's true.
they take him to the hospital. This is my favorite part, actually. They're like, "Can we see him?" He's like, no.
Define see him.
He's just no." And they're like, "Okay, well, is he gonna be okay?" And he's like,
Ooh.
we're gonna have to
Okay.
run some more tests before I'm comfortable answering that." I was like, "You're the least reassuring doctor ever. So thank you for that, sir." He was just like, I do what I can, Coming on the weekend is what you get. So
HMO,
it's
PPO. We're like, what? He's like, that's the only doctor words I know.
boo boo ouchie, Anything else? All right, you guys have a good night. They're just like, you suck. Yeah, and then she walks through the preacher, fucking preacher head wound. He's
Cereal bowl preacher.
yeah, he's got a few I don't know, bandages on his head. They taped him up, sent him on his way. They're like, "Get out of here, you soft ass fuck." And he's like, "I heard the rumor you're sleeping in that there chair." And she's just like,
I love my husband.
"Fuck you." Like, if you had taken a fucking dive back there, asshole.
Yeah, maybe he wouldn't be here. You fucking
She's
took
like,
it.
well, she's just like, "Did I ever tell you the time we met?" And he was like, "No, I haven't heard." And she's like, "All right, shut the fuck up. I'm going to tell you." Like, he doesn't finish his sentence before she's just like, "I got to go into it." And it sucks. They were kids. Yeah. She was at a movie with friends.
He had a job, and she went to his job, and they met. Yeah. That was it.
He waited like a stalker after the movie was over, and then they went and got ice cream and ran into a gazebo because it was raining.
Yeah.
And that's just how easy it was back then. Just be like, okay. "I am your man." And they're just like, "He's my man. We date and marry, stay together forever, and hunt ghosts." Simpler times, right, everyone? And then it's a few months later, and fucking... Does Patrick finally wake up or something? I don't even remember.
Yeah, he's on. He's got the wheelchair, walker, cane combo going.
Oh, no, doesn't he pop up from the bed, though? He's just like, "Lorraine, the boy."
Yeah, she's like, "Arn Anderson, they're going to break up the Horseman. He's got the fucking juju in him." And everybody's like, "What?" He's like, "The fucking David, the David ghost is in him, the spooky thing." And they're like, "Oh, shit." And so she opens up the fucking Rolodex on her purse. I don't know. She just memorized
she has
fucking
everyone's numbers memorized at a time when that was very difficult.
Yeah.
So
maybe that's her thing. She's good with numbers. So she calls the fucking kennel where Arn and the girlfriend works.
Oh, we're missing that whole part where he starts to see shit, though. Like, we skipped that part.
Yeah, he gets the bad guy, the demon sweats, where he's like dropping chainsaws almost on people, and
we see someone looking at him through a window.
It's we see the spooky witch lady from like the 1920s kind of garb, and they try to build up this kind of creepiness, but I think it's very misdirected. I'm like,
First, okay, we're skipping way far ahead because there's a whole scene we missed where they try to do a jump scare. Family barbecue.
Yeah, with the cereal bowl, right? Or the
cereal, yeah. So they're like, "Arn, go get the plate of meat," and Arn's just like, "I'll give you the plate of meat, yeah, but I'll go get it." And then he has the plate of meat, stops, pops a potato chip in his mouth, and he's like, "Ooh,
salty."
Salty. Before he can grab another one, a cereal box is pulled and dropped on the floor, and he's just like, "What the hell?" And then a mouse pops
Father
out.
Griffin falls over. He's like, "Cereal's got me fucked up."
"Oh, fuck." They're like, "Father, where'd you come from?" He's like, "Fucking, I'm reliving this moment over and over." And then so he puts the plate of meat down, and then he goes over, follows the mouse for some fucking dumb reason into a disgusting hole on the wall.
Well, because the mouse got into the Cocoa Puffs.
Yeah, he's just like, "Hey, tricks are for fucking kids, you stupid mouse. I'm gonna have to kill you now." And then they tried, like, I knew when we spent like 5 minutes looking through this fucking hole.
I was like, get a flashlight, tear the wall down, do something, Arn.
I was like, What? Who ever has looked in a creepy hole in the wall and been like, I'm gonna put my fucking face close? No, fucking
Everyone.
no. And then the creepy witch lady is just behind him, and I was like, that was supposed to be scary. She's
No,
just like,
dude,
hey, how you doing? And then she's just trying to hug him, and he's like, get off
it
of me! I
was
don't want any hugs,
weird.
Grandma.
So
It was
it,
very
it it pushes. It's very tight. The shot on Arn looking into the hole, of course, so they can do the jump scare. And then it's a full shot when he turns around, and it has the weirdest music sting. It's
yeah.
almost like it's going to break into a song. Like, and I'm like, oh, what? And then she's kind of like, hey, dude. And he's like,
Yeah, it just looks like
And
she's
then he
trying to hug him.
slides down the wall a little bit. Like he's like,
Yeah,
oh shit. That startled me. That gave me a startle.
yeah.
I thought she was gonna be like, where's the meat, bitch? When he's just like, write that down, but change it to beef.
Change the
Because Arby's got the meats. Boom, boom, boom,
beat.
boom. Tell me that beat ain't dope.
And so then he does the chainsaw thing where we see the witch one more time. He's got the demon sweats. He goes home early from work after he almost kills someone with a chainsaw.
Then his annoying girlfriend Debbie's like, "Are you okay? How'd you drive that truck over here? You got the real demon sweats. Did you lay down? Anyway, I'm dealing with the dogs. This guy that owns it, he's being really weird and listening to like calypso music or something. Anyway, are you
Okay,
okay?"
that guy Bruno, wasn't his name? Bruno. I hated Bruno
You should
upon
have.
first sight. I was like, I would not live rent free anywhere near Bruno.
Listen,
Like
I
I
would
would,
work every second of the week to make enough money to not live with Bruno. I would
yeah.
sell my body at the.
Bruno is probably going to be your first customer. That's the problem.
I'd price it to move.
Because he was like, Arn, come here, buddy,
Fix my radio,
come
Arn.
here, dance with me, Arn. Arn was just like,
Drink with
got
me. I don't
fucking,
want her to think I'm a drunk. She doesn't
I don't
need
want
that.
her. I mean, I'm
She doesn't.
fucking wasted, but
She just, I'm white girl wasted. Woo!
he was very white girl wasted. He was like Carl from Aqua Teens wasted, where he's just like, and I'm gonna give it the boom, and then you're just like, God damn, Carl, you are a
Brilliant.
great character.
Real one dimensional.
Like in my pants.
And the lighting in Bruno's spot was all like creepy, where like they opened up one muddy window. So it's like
Yeah.
blood, rusty, smeared window, and one source of light. And just I'm like, R needs to go to the hospital. He's sweating profusely. He looks like he's been dragged through a fucking pile of shit. And everyone's just talking to him like it's cool.
Yeah,
All these dogs are
well, and the
barking.
dogs are going fucking nuts. Which, yeah, okay, demon. But I was like, fucking seriously, I can't even focus on what's happening in the scene. You have so many fucking dogs and music, and like, I kind of, even if he wasn't possessed by a demon, completely understand why he murdered this man.
No arguments here. I
Because
think
it
Bruno.
probably shut. Those dogs saw that. They were like, "Hey, buddy, we don't want any problems. We'll shut the fuck up, sir. Thank you very
I
much."
was gonna arf the situation, but I might just go instead.
I might just fold up in a circle a couple times and go to sleep.
And I think we also get this isn't the first time we go to Arn's pad, and we go here first time. He's trying to give him beer, and Arn's just kind of like, hey man, I enjoy living with my girlfriend and working for a living. And then after he gets the spooky sweats, then this is the second time we're back at the house, and we see all the chaotic just audio assaults of just music and Bruno and dogs, and
It's one of the hardest scenes I've ever had to watch in a movie because
it's annoying as fuck.
yeah, it was just like
Okay.
I understand why this man snapped,
I'm surprised he
And I
didn't
will
burn
say
this
it was
place
kind
to
of
the ground.
it was kind of cool when he starts to like see shit. I did enjoy that,
I liked and that
when it
was
switched the
another.
scene.
Yeah, that was my problem when he has his biggest fit. We'll just get to it, and he's just like really about to lose his shit. And he goes into the kennel, and the room's all dark, and he switches, and the entryway's all red. I really wanted them to use that more, like that. Almost, it kind of had like a Sin City vibe to it, just a sharp use of color. And I was like, "Ooh, are you gonna show me like him tripping and the demon like he's fighting to take control or being manipulated?" And you're like, okay. And his pocket knife falls out, and he starts seeing shit like he thinks he sees Debbie dancing with Bruno, and he's just like, no, and the music just won't stop cranking. I'm just like, dude, you fixed it for him. This is your fault.
Yeah, you should have just left that shit broken.
And then you see like his slow. I thought we were gonna follow his like descent into this like madness, right?
Yeah.
And the movie was like, no, he's gonna stab this motherfucker with a pocket knife hard, 22 times hard. And I was
But
like,
you're not really gonna see it.
Yeah, you're not gonna see it because it's a
He's
horror
gonna
movie.
shuffle towards him, and that's gonna be kind of cool. And Arn's gonna be like, did another pretty good job of screaming at the camera, and then yeah, just ho because then we cut back to fucking Lorraine, and she's just misusing the fucking hospital phones. Just no permission, just behind the counter, doing what she wants.
Ma'am, we have protocols here.
Yeah, she calls the local police station. She's like, you need to get to this house or there's going to be a tragedy. Too late.
You need to get to this house. There's going to be a man that tries to dance.
In the moonlight, possibly.
He's white girl wasted. The cops would just start throwing each other shotguns and cocking.
They're like, oh, now white girl wasted. We got to shut that shit down.
He's over there.
Small town of Brookfield or whatever the fuck.
Bruno's dancing with his top off and just doing shots. He's like, shots.
It's fucking thong out, and you're just like, oh, Jesus.
Oh, Bruno. He dropped the property value. So
I mean, did you see his house? It was dropped.
Shots.
Yeah, so the Popo, they're driving down the road, and then they kind of slow down and drive past
Arn,
clearly
you
Arn.
okay?
He's like, hey, buddy, you all right there? Arn has fucking demon white eyes and blood from fingertip to elbow. So
it's on his stomach. It's on his chest. He's far from okay, sir. You need to tase him immediately or take a baton to the back of his legs.
He's like, you all right there, buddy? And Arn's like, I think I heard somebody. Maybe.
And in the background, you hear shots.
Shot.
What, he's got that on loop?
And Bruno's body's just twitching to the music. It's like, damn, you white girl wasted even when he's dead.
His body's just fucking, just going, just all the muscles are releasing shit. It's just shot.
Debbie's just crying. She's like, why won't it stop?
She's trying to turn. She's smashing the radio that's now cursed too.
That's a sixth one. Fucking Bruno's jams. That's what they'll call that one. It's a case of title. Bruno's jams. He's just white girl wasted the whole time. They're like, we cannot get rid of this ghost, and it is fucking horrible.
It's
just
annoying.
Really bad. And then we go to prison after this, right?
Yeah, we got Ed in his wheelchair and Lorraine, and they're all talking to Arn. They're just like, hey, man, like, you kill that guy or what?
No, they're not like, they're like, read from the Bible.
I know, but they are when that Bible shit didn't work. They were like, I think he did it.
I think he did it. I think he had a flu. He was a little drunk, and that music and those dogs are just too fucking loud. And he saw Bruno grind on his girl a little too close, and he was just like, "That's it, 22."
Not the gun. How many times am I gonna cut this?
Not the gun. I don't have the gun, so I'll make it up with the knife blade.
Yeah, and they were just like, "Wow, man, you weren't possessed because you're like reading from the good book, but
our bar and our test is pretty fucking low, you know."
You know, guys, let's all go back to Bruno's crib and we'll see what's good. Or maybe we go back to David's house, right?
Yeah, let's go back to David's house. Have some coffee, take over the living room, you know. Yeah, they're just like, it just shows he wasn't possessed.
Yeah.
And they're just like, what are we gonna do for the boy? I think they go to his lawyer first, don't they?
No, they got to get the evidence first, I believe, because that's where they go to the house. And then they have to.
Oh yeah, you're right.
Yeah, because they have the proof. They're going, oh no, we gotta be the first American trial to claim demonic possession.
Yeah.
I was gonna say depression, but that was
that too.
That was cursed upon me by watching this.
Yeah, so they go back to the house, and he's like, there's got to be something we missed. Show me some shit in this room.
Yeah. And they do that to each room over time because they want to make a creepy scene. And then they're like, "How about this spooky spot where the spooky spot could happen?"
Oh
And
no
the
no
what
no! This is the part where they go.
the
Tell us.
cellar.
Let's go back to the. No, they're like, let's go back to the beginning, and they start listening to the tape. And when they're talking to David, and then that's when it flashes to the first time they moved into the house, and he's like, the shot you were talking about, you know?
Yeah, yeah. And then they does the
Where-
waterbed gimmick.
Yeah. Well, I just like this because the rest of the family is just like, David, go take this to the furthest reaches of the house. And then like everyone else is being cute. They're just like, oh yay, we're happy, we're in a home. And then David's just like, this box is real heavy. I'm like a little boy, but okay, whatever. Yeah, and he finds a waterbed. They try
Yeah,
to
but
do
then we told him like, "Why are you snooping?" That's a previous
saw
owner's
something
waterbed
covered, and he
apparently.
was
'Cause that
like-
shit is built and full of water already. I was like, "What?"
Yeah. Who
That's
sells a
not
house
water
with a
beds work.
waterbed in it?
Who? Dude, that's like an insurance nightmare. No one's has
And
water
what
beds.
little kid's just like, I'm dancing on this with my shoes on.
Dumb
I'm an asshole. He's like, I'm David. Nice to meet you. I'll be leading the scene for the next 5 minutes because it's
Like, listen, like the
incredible
kid is
loss.
fine, and what they do, like he does for a kid actor, he does a fine job, but it's this is what irritates me about this fucking series and all these movies. The movie just grinds to a stop while we try to build this, and the audience is like, "What spookiness is going to happen? Is this the spookiness you showed me in the trailer?" All right.
Yeah,
And
it's
it's
just like you know it's
20
coming.
minutes, dude, of
Yeah.
him like playing with it,
Well,
fucking
and that's
with
the
it.
thing. They think that by making you wait an unreasonable amount of time, that they'll eventually get you. And what they don't realize is that, okay, we know something scary is going to happen, and we know it's a jump scare. We know that no matter what, we cannot prepare ourselves because whenever you've decided, it's not like we have this rhythm inside of us where we're just like, oh, 30 seconds, they're going to do it. No. But they were just like, let's go an uncomfortable amount of time until they're bored and then do it. And
Well,
every
no-
time I was just like,
Well, no, yeah, because you're begging for something to happen.
yeah.
No, and
And
that's
he
they do this
dances,
the
he
whole
swims in this
movie,
waterbed,
yeah.
and then like a demon touches his butt, and he's just like, "Ooh, Father Preacher, is that you?"
he's like, I don't like this.
Yeah. And instead of just getting the fuck off the bed the fastest way possible, which is just 2 feet to the left, 2 feet to the right, he's like, "Let me go 6 feet down the bed, and I'll stare at it, and then I'll fucking push my weight in, and then an arm will grab me, and I'll just freak the fuck out for like 25 minutes."
Well, I
Boom,
can't be mad
gotcha.
at him. He has the failsafe of kid logic, so
Yeah.
I can't be mad at who fucking cut this movie and the way they just shot this shit. Just like, dude, just get him out of there. And then that's his first freak out. The bed explodes. Some arm grabs him. He's soaking wet, and they're like, "Bro, like we just got this bed."
Yeah, they were like, "Are you okay?" I would have been like, "What the fuck you do, kid? What the hell is this shit?"
If this was really in the 80s, his ass would be whooped before the
Oh,
fucking the dad's
These
at
parents-
his.
These
Bam,
were
bam.
fucking 2000 parents right here. They're like, not even 90s parents who at least belittled you, gives you
Oh,
some
90s
aggressive
80s
criticism.
parents would have threw him through the fucking window, been like,
Oh,
"You want
yeah.
to live on the streets?" Shows your dad's
especially because he
favorite
had
waterbed.
glasses. You're not my son, you blind fuck.
Oh no, they would have protect those glasses. That shit would have cost money. You know, my
No,
dad had
yeah,
to
he
work
would've did
fucking
anything
overtime.
possible. Still would have made fun of him for the glasses. But like, how come you can't see, David? Everyone else in the family could see. You're just like, it's not my fault. Oh, you're fucking weak.
Yeah, and then you're
80s
just like,
logic.
we go back to we go back to this flashback. I'm just like, can we just like find the totem that's in the house already?
He's like, so what room had the waterbed? And they go, and she's like, the fucking water fucked up that floor real bad, so we just put a carpet on it. And he's like, can I
It's
lift
mold.
it? And I was just like, yeah, lift the fucking carpet, man. It's just a rug on a wood floor. Like, who gives a fuck? Why are you even asking? You act like you can't flop that shit back down. And then he and Lorraine look at it, and they're just like, oh shit. Oh shit. Oh shit. It's not from the water.
Yeah.
I was just like, yeah, no.
And you as
fuck
the
it.
audience is like, I did. What?
Really, yeah. Even Debbie was like, oh yeah, that doesn't look like it's from the water anymore now that I think about it. It's just like, hey, I'm still oh shitting over here, fucker. So Ed
Send to
can't
the
crawl
cellar.
under the house. Yeah, we gotta go to the cellar. And Lorraine's gotta do it. And he's like, honey, you're gonna ruin your dress. And I was like, oh, Fucking,
Acting.
just fucking take his cane from him. And she crawls under. She gets scared by a rat. And then we see these rats like worshiping a bag. They're like, oh, oh. I assume that's the sound rats make when they're praying to a bag that has a toad.
I think they just go squeak, 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 squeak,
squeak, squeak, squeak, squeak, squeak. Hey, squeak.
And then
squeak, squeak.
the other rat goes to the other one. He's like, "Can you believe we trained a bunch of turtles to be ninjas?" Like, I know one of us did it, but I like to say we because, rats forever. You know what I mean?
Like turtle power, right? Like rats together.
The other one's like, squeak.
Squeak.
You can't talk.
Squeak, squeak, squeak. He's like, oh, God, life sucks. I hope they don't take this toad. Oh, God, I lost my vocal cords.
Wow.
Yeah, so she finds some totem. She starts taking pictures of it. I was very disappointed that the rats didn't turn on her and protect the totem. That was
man. You were making your own story now. I was
like, why are there a bunch of CG fucking rats down here if they're not going to attack her? Make her fight them off, The
movie's like, are we a procedural right now? Here's what we're going to do. And I was like, I'm bored.
Looks like someone's getting their ass hit. They're just like, what? She puts sunglasses on. They're like, you're doing it wrong.
Am I?
And then they're just like, let's go talk to the lawyer.
Yeah, they go and they talk to the lawyer. They're like, hey, man, we're going to claim demonic possession. That guy didn't stab anything. And we're going to make you watch the rest of these 7 movies to make you a believer. And the lawyer's like, I don't have time for 7.
7, you say? All right, how about just Annabelle? All right. I mean, you're kind of pushing it. It seems like the weakest spinoff, but whatever. And they're like, no, that's the nun. No, that's the other one, the Laura.
The kids love the Annabelle. You will too. We guarantee your buddy back. She's like,
remember when she came home? Yeah, she's with us now. And then I was like, oh, cool. We're gonna like actually kind of maybe connect these movies for a minute because I know of Annabelle, but I have never seen Annabelle. And then they were just like, no, we're not going to the dinner. We're going to the courthouse.
Yeah.
Where the lawyer looks stressed beyond belief that she's about to present their not guilty charge by way of demonic possession.
No, the lawyer looked how I felt watching this shit. I was just like
8 fucking movies? Like
no one's tapped out. No one.
Yeah.
No one is just stood up and said, Hollywood, no. We are done.
New Line's like, listen, dude, we're fucking so close to not being a thing. Like, just, we need these. Just back off. All right? We have this. We got Lord of the Rings. That's it. All right?
No.
One fucking movie flops and we're out of here. Okay? They don't need us. They don't need us.
All right.
We haven't done shit since Ninja Turtles. Anyway. Yeah, and I love the judge. The judge of all the people to look at, he's like, bailiff, you believe this bullshit? Like the
yes, Your Honor.
Like, in all
there's
my
about 8
fucking
of these
years
movies.
of law. No, I do not. And so, yeah, now they got to find the evidence so that they can win the case. Because then Ed gets wheeled out down the stairs quite brutally, I might add. And he's complaining the whole way. He's like, "Oh, come on! I could do a few fucking 20 flights of stairs. I mean, these are the classic too many stairs in front of a courthouse scene. Come on, I could do it." And they just like dump him, leave him with like 10 more stairs to go down. And she's
they just
like,
flip him on the curb.
And then the lawyer comes down. They're like, "I heard from someone on the inside." As Ed climbs up from the curb, he's like, "You're a fucking horrible service here, I will say." They're gonna go for the death penalty.
Ooh.
And she's like, "We can't fail that boy." And at this point, that's when I remembered, based on a true story. And I was like, did they help this man get off of murder?
Because
I
I'm okay with him killing that guy.
yeah, because I mean, if I'm on the jury, I'm not convicted. I'll be like, how much music and how many dogs were barking?
How oily
And
was
you
his
had
hair?
the sweaty shits? No,
How many
no.
beers did he drink alone and said, I don't want to drink alone? I'm not an alcoholic.
20 hours of community service and
Uh,
let him be on his way. You know?
I say, you just shake his hand and take him for a service.
Thank you for taking Bruno out of the game. I met the man once at a chug and go. And let's just say he did not know the go part, but he just kept on chugging. Fucking
Some
Bruno.
say he lived there, but I knew that was not right.
I knew that was not right. I knew he had opened a dog kennel in his living room. I mean, his first living room. His second living room.
You know what? I've
was
said
his
too much.
kennel.
I gotta go.
You know what? Fuck Bruno. All right, I'm out. So yeah, they're like, all right, team, get this picture of the totem out to everyone. We gotta find these motherfuckers and get it to fucking Father Cereal Bowl. And Father Cereal Bowl's like, I know who to talk to. You know that guy from I don't know, he just plays a creepy old guy now. Let's just go visit him real quick. And then so they drive to his farm.
Father Kastner.
Yeah. And he looks at them like, what movie am I in? And Ed goes to shake his head. He's like, I have chicken shit on my hands. And I was like, I believe it.
And they all kind of look at each other like, do you want to bump elbows or something?
Do you want to like fuck then or what? Like, what's happening here? I'm
Jesus.
not sure what that's. I mean, he's a retired father. They could fuck.
Yeah,
So-
but like, he's got chicken on his hands.
I mean, I assumed that was his way of inviting him into his pants, Kevin. You know, why else was it awkwardly?
You should probably stay away from farms. If that's what you think that means.
Anyway, so they go in and they're like, yeah, can you help us with this case? Have you ever seen this totem? He's like, not that one, but I've seen ones like it. Liar. And he brings him down to his, I don't know, library of fun. And Lorraine's like, I don't want to go down there. And
Ed's
Ed's
in
like,
a creepy shit too. We should go down there.
Ed's like, I'm sure it's fine. I mean, the room was locked previously, so I mean, there's nothing bad in there. It's probably all good stuff.
Oh no.
Yeah, so she's like hesitant for all of like 0.3 seconds, and then they're in there. He creepily turns on the light all the way at the end of the fucking room, and he's just like, "This is why you're here, for this creepy shit." And then Ed starts touching stuff. She's like, Ed, don't fucking touch stuff. Fucking got demon juju all over this shit.
It's got chicken shit on everything.
Like, we don't know how much chicken shit's down here, but it's not a healthy amount. That's for damn sure. And he's
Hurts to
like, I
breathe.
studied. He's like, the Satanist isn't to be trifled with. After we got
Mhm.
convictions, then the lady had a baby with her heart born on the outside, which is just a bad, freak accident. It happens. It happens all the time. It's actually not related to Satanists. I'm just throwing that out there, everyone. If your kid is born with his heart on the outside, that happens. It's not great, but it's not a Satanist. Just saying. And then the wife committed suicide because of that.
Yeah, man, they didn't have WebMD back then. They were just like,
I'm just saying, but I was just like,
burn it at the
okay.
stake. Witch.
The witches did it.
Yep.
Look at my baby's heart. It's on the outside. It's gonna die. And so yeah, he's basically just like, you should just like fuck off and pretend you never saw that shit. And they're like, we can't. The
We
boy's
won't.
life is on the line. And he's like, all right, well then, I'll see you in a couple scenes.
Seeing a few scenes later, and they're like, okay, we're gonna go check on the death of Katie Lincoln. We'll be back.
Well, yeah, then the I don't know what he is, like an intern or something. He's like
Yeah, he's like he's part of the crew. He's like the
the
gaffer
Rick
of the crew.
Moranis of the Ghostbusters crew, okay? But not nearly as funny or talented. And he's just like, I got a hit. you gotta go up the river or some shit. And so they go to some other fucking town, and they're like, hey, we're here
Danvers,
about this case.
Massachusetts.
Yeah. And the guy's like, I don't give a fuck about your case. You're here to help me with my case.
But you're
Where's
here to
the
help me
missing
with
girl?
my case.
Yeah. And he's like, I know all about your wife and her voodoo witch power. He's just like, all right, that's not.
So they're just like, pick a card, any card. It's this long, stupid.
It's not even that long. Like, Patrick Wilson makes it long because he won't shut the fuck up.
It felt like a nightmare.
He's like, no, my wife is not a parlor trick. And she's like, this is fucking knife. And they're just like, oh, damn. And then they cut to two cops in the background that bet on it because I needed to see this scene. And one
they do like
slowly passing money. Because that's what I do when I do a bet. I instantly give them the money right there.
Well, you should. I mean, you should.
What am I holding it in my hand like a child? Just like, dude, I don't want to part with this.
They're addicted to betting. So that's how the addiction works. You're ready to give it up because you know it could be tripled, quadrupled. What are the odds?
Double or nothing. Come on. She got it right. And so then they're driving. They're going to go to the scene of the crime. And she explains her gimmick. Yeah. And then she's just like, you passed the turn.
I had a vision. It was over there. The cop's like, son of a bitch.
I guess I'm doing a U-turn. I was just like, okay, whatever. And then so they're just walking, still bullshit talking. It's real point. Nothing said here matters. And then she finds the spot. She starts doing her little vision thing where she's like in the vision and can be affected by it because if she's not paying the fuck attention to what she's doing, she can die or kill someone or whatever. She sees these two girls. I did not know what they wanted me to get from this scene other than possibly a lesbian relationship, I guess. I don't know,
man.
And then one's tying a friendship bracelet around the other one's wrist and then just stabbing her 22 fucking times as well. Just like 22 every time.
And then she runs off going, oops, I did it again. And
then old man Ed can't fucking keep up. His heart's pumping too
much. Bad ticker.
Yeah, he's like, that fucking demon boy putting his fingers in my heart. Real hurt bad. I don't do rehab. I'm Ed. I just drink my problems away at night like a normal man.
Right.
But and then Lorraine runs. She almost falls off a fucking cliff. Ed calls her back at the last minute.
Cop's a believer now. They all look at each other. We're like,
well, no. And then the demon's hand grabs Lorraine's leg and pulls her off. And then Ed hobbles over and pulls her back up. And they're hugging and sweaty. And just, she's like, she's down there, Ed. She's down there. And the cop's just like, shit, I got to drag the river again.
Mm-hmm.
And he's like, I dragged that river 2 times already. I was like, you guys suck at your job then. Because that seems like someone missed a huge section where a dead body was.
Yeah. They kind of dialed it in.
Yeah, no, they did. And then Ed's like with an EMT worker, and she's just like, take this pill, put it on your tongue. He's like, oh, yeah, I got those at home. I forgot them. And Lorraine gives him a look like, oh, Ed, I bet this won't be a plot point later on in the movie. It will. It will. We're going to zoom in on fucking pills real hard.
Yeah, because they have no character development, Dustin. Yeah. It's either he's trying not to die, and she's just like, I'm going to do the spirit walk.
I'm going to do the spirit walk and also try not to die because I'm not very good at stopping myself from the walking part.
Yeah, when she gets into when she does like her vision or whatever, and it seems like it's her first time every time. I'm like, what are you doing? Yeah.
She's like, I learned no lessons. None. 0.
Yeah.
So, and then finally Lorraine brings up the fucking fact that she's been seeing like this other person when she is connected or touching these people.
It was back when she had when Demon David, she had that first moment, and it's these weird cutaways of this big altar table.
And if you have these visions and your husband knows about these visions, Why didn't you mention them before now?
Yeah, you're like the tag team of the century, just to go ghost busting
Yeah,
couple
he's just
style,
like,
but you don't want to tell him anything. And
no more
like,
visions. Save it for
yeah,
fucking Easter. She's like, okay. I
what are
don't
you
want
like
to
gonna
upset
worry his
Ed.
heart and he just dies?
Yeah, I was like, I think you should have fucking probably mentioned it right away. Like, seems like it might have been important for the case notes. I don't know. Kind of sped up this fucking movie.
Yeah.
So they're just like, all right, we gotta go touch a dead body.
Like, how do they get paid? Like, does the church pay him? Does the family pay him? They're
I
doing a
don't.
lot of traveling. They're going back to Connecticut.
It's the TV appearances,
Maybe.
afterwards. I don't know. I mean, yeah, they're probably getting money from the family, money from the church, getting a cut of the profits. I don't
Because
know.
I think, if I remember correctly, like when they rendezvous, I think don't they go back to their house and they kind of do like a team huddle, and they're kind of like, hey, and then like they
Yeah,
kick the dude in the
after
fucking
this, yeah.
track jackets like this and this, and they kind of do
Yeah,
a catch up scene.
well, that's after the morgue. Yeah, they go to the morgue first.
That's right.
Yeah, so it's like midnight. They drive to the morgue and they knock on the door. And she's like, no one's home, Ed. I was like, come back during business hours, motherfuckers.
How rude.
Ed is like, I
This is
got
an
heart
IHOP.
problems and a cane, and these steps were long.
And no patience.
I'm busting this fucking window. He's just like, bam!
That's a B&E, Ed. We're gonna have to bring you in.
Yeah, seriously. And then classic Ed, I assume. He was just like, we'll leave him a note. I was like, what's that note going to say, Ed?
Fuck
We
your
needed
shit.
to fondle the dead. Sorry for the fat, bloated corpse that we left on the ground.
It tried to attack us. You understand?
It was possessed by a demon.
Oh yeah. They're like, it's the guy from Lost. You remember Hurley? He kind of tried to get in your shit a little bit, but y'all schooled him.
You hear that, Hurley? He was just like, hey, man,
Low blow.
fucking low. I had to keep living on Hawaii after that. Have you seen Hawaii 5-0? I'm on there sometimes.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, couldn't give up. You don't quit Hawaii. Hawaii quits you. That's what I hear.
How you doing?
They're like, that's not a thing, Hurl. He's like, don't call me that, please.
You wear the shirts and go, that's me.
Yeah. I mean, he lost a little bit of weight, but not a
No,
lot.
dude, no one wears Hurley anymore. Fucking wrong answer.
Oh, I thought we were talking about the guy still.
Oh, shit.
But, yeah, so they break in. They're like, guess we got to read the toe tags. And I was like, how do you just go to the creepy kill room over there? Seems to be that one. So they do. And she's like real creeped out to touch this dead girl's hand. And I don't blame her. It was probably the grossest looking thing they'd shown in the entire fucking movie. Until the naked fat man. And then she just keeps squeezing this fucking fat bloated hand until she finally gets a connection. And she sees that whoever this woman is trying to attack Arn again. So we go to the fucking prison too. And I think they had called over and like, put him on suicide watch or some shit. And
it's
so
hard being a paranormal investigator on no budget.
Yeah. And then Father fucking prison priest, he's just like, Arn, everyone deserves to fucking defend themselves, and gives him a bottle of holy water. And I was like, what are you doing, dude? Like, why would you do that, you think? Are you stupid?
Sir, this is real. This bottle of water ain't gonna stop shit.
Yeah, it didn't. So Arn is like seeing shit. Oh, I think we missed a prison visit too, where like David cuts a promo on him. Like before we go to the morgue.
Yeah, he's like, you ever feel
feeling
like,
fucking cold, man?
You ever feel like chicken tonight? Like chicken tonight, and you get home and it's tacos, and you're like, fuck.
You remember the McDonald's fucking Moon song? It's pretty popular right now because we're in the 80s. You remember that?
Like,
you remember that?
Mac tonight, but
Mac tonight. It's
all the daytime, but you always sleep through the night. Like, David, you love fast food and food in general.
Pretty fucking creepy commercial, man. He's just like, yeah, I think about killing myself. He's like, there it is. Yeah, Mac tonight always brings it out in people. So, and then they're like, yeah, put him on suicide watch. We're gonna go to the morgue and touch a dead body. And so now we're touching the dead body. She sees the connection. She's like, she's trying to attack him now. And she sees that, like, they feel like David's doing stuff. So we cut to David. David's broken the glass. He's starting to cut himself. And so she just, I don't know, shouts some Bible stuff at him. And then now, boom, they can see.
Well, she breaks it up with her vision on the altar table.
Yeah.
You see, like, basically it's the lady in black from the big spooky big meat plate scare. The big plate of meat scare of 81. And it's her, and she's just doing her Rachel Ray setup on the table, and everyone, that's what's causing, basically using the totem to move the demons.
Sucked.
Yeah, it didn't really have a presence. It was just a big slab, and it could have been a cool opportunity for a cool set piece, but they were just like, oh, fuck it.
Yeah, and like anything.
Yeah, you see her cutting there, and then it's not this time, but we might as well just get to it. The whole gimmick is the witch can basically see Lorraine.
Yeah.
And you're like, oh, cool. And she's like, how'd you do that? And then Lorraine's just like, what are you doing? Like she's like, how are you doing this?
Yeah, no, she goes, Ed, she could see me, but like she's not actually saying it out loud because that's not how this connection's working conveniently.
Yeah, it was kind of
Ed's like watching a giant naked fat man that's been cut up, like standing in the corner. He's
gonna fucking spear you.
Yeah, he did. He had a fucking Goldberg spear queued up and ready to go.
And I was
he's like, it's his only good move.
And I kind of liked that, but the way like Lorraine sold it, I was just like, why are you being bitch mode right now? Like, she should be like, I'm here to stop you. I got the good book on my side, you piece of shit. And she's gonna be like, oh, you bring it then, you fucking bitch.
She kind of was. She was just like, I got God. And she's like, you're God's forsaken, if you're here. And I was like, ooh,
sick
what
burn.
do you got for that? And she was like, can I get back to you? I got to talk to my husband. We really come up with our sick burns together. And she's like, oh, wait.
Yeah,
I like the look and the intensity of the rest of this scene. I didn't like how Ed was like, Lorraine. Hey, you done broad fucking, what are you doing over there? They're like, hey, whoa, it's 80. I guess you did say that in the 80s. You real piece of shit, Ed.
I tried.
He's like,
she deserved to get
aggressive.
You know what I mean? Like, she wasn't paying attention. He's like, snap out of it. Don't you got like a safe word like Anna Banana? You know what I mean? Like
Annabelle behind you. She's like, oh shit, fuck, oh.
Yeah.
Just fuck with me again, Ed.
Pink donkey shit. Oh, that's our word where I snap out of it. Gotta go.
Yeah, you'd think they'd have a system for this shit. Instead they're just like, Wild West every time, dude, baby.
Like, every time it's like everyone's first day. And I'm like, dude, you guys been running this game for a minute.
Like, that's why I don't like her to do it.
Yeah, dude. I was like, you know what? Why don't you have like a gun, Ed? You know, sometimes you're dealing with some unsavory folks that may or may not be possessed. At least like a billy club, a nightstick. You know, something.
Big giant dead fat man, Kevin. Come on.
Dude, something to defend yourself. Like, you're a fucking cripple right now.
He had that badass cane. He just didn't know how to use it.
Okay, yeah, but like that big fat dude had moves of a goddamn Pro Bowler, and all of a sudden, I'm just like, well, he's fast as fuck for that size, and it's just like, dude, you're getting into some weird shit where some unsavory people may or may not be possessed, or drunk, or high, or on moonshine, or other. And you're just kind of like, hey, here's me and my petite wife. Maybe she's going to get her ass killed. And I just said, whoops, I yelled at her. Sorry. I didn't know you were going to get speared from behind, your back broken like Bane's shit. Whatever.
Yeah, so this beast of a man lines up and charges towards Lorraine. Ed gets her out of the way just in time. They break the connection, and they leave a naked fat man lying on the floor for someone else to deal with in the morning.
That's a 3-person job, probably.
Well, I know, I get it. Ed's got heart problems, but hey, don't fuck around in the morgue, baby. Well, so imagine you coming to work, your window's broken, dead fat man with his ass up is on your floor. You're like, what happened here?
I'd be like, well, it looks like
happened here.
Looks like looks like Lorraine and Ed are on their shit again.
God damn it, Ed and Lorraine. I told you, you defile one more fucking corpse of a fat man on the floor. I gotta get those double fucking windows so they can't just pop through them.
What am I doing? I'm talking shit. I love those guys.
I love those guys. They can fuck up my fucking corpses anytime they want. Like, because they ain't afraid of no ghosts.
From what I understand.
From what I understand. And then they got to go back and do the war room. And I think, so they're discussing, they're just like, hey, why is this one so far away? And then the college student's like, oh, she actually goes to college right over here. Or the intern is like, well, she goes to college over here. I was like, hey, intern, what the fuck are you doing this whole movie? You couldn't have fucking figured that shit out earlier? Like, what the hell, man?
He's like, there's no internet.
Yeah. He's just like, oh, wait, no, maybe I'm jumping ahead. No, I think that's because that's when they divide and conquer, I think. You know what?
It doesn't matter. Well, it doesn't matter because they all go to the war room and they find out, and then she's quote unquote taken, and then Ed has an episode and it takes like 45 minutes, and then the fat guy shows up again.
And then Ed does not process until that moment that he's not in his like reality.
Right. He's
like, where's Lorraine? Right. Where is she?
Lorraine's like, bro, I'm here. Calm down.
Yeah.
So he has a senior moment, and he's just like, well, I shouldn't have had a senior moment like that because that shit was heavy. And they're like, I don't know, man. These flowers came from you. He's like, dude, there's a totem inside. What is it, like your first day? I was like, bro, it's everyone's first day.
Look at the fucking dead flowers. Yeah, because he's like, she was here. She was in a hole. Where is she? Yeah, Ed's like fucking spazzing out because he almost killed his wife. So, yeah, and they find the totem, and they're just like, all right, let's figure this shit out. All right. She said train and rain and river and
give me this book. This book's written in Oscar Mayer. I can read this page.
Yeah, she's like, no page. Let me go translate this book the intern found with a creepy retired demon hunting pastor, and then you and the intern figure out that where the train rain thing is. And guess what, everybody? It's the same place.
Hey-o.
Oh my god. So she goes to visit the creepy old guy we saw who had chicken shit all over his fingers and nose and mouth.
But strangely enough, not his feet.
Not his feet, you know. Just real clean shoes. And she's like, hey, you old fuck, can you translate this shit for me? And he's just like,
he's like, yes, my daughter was the witch.
Like, yeah, he really is. He's just like, oh, I had a baby. Yeah, no, he brings her downstairs. This time she's just like, okay, let's oh, you ran ahead? Okay. I'll take my time. This movie loves slow pacing at bad moments.
The worst times. And he's like, I had a daughter, it's the witch. You should go over here. Here's a flashlight. I'm gonna get killed now. You get down there, Lorraine, and Triple H is gonna show up and start sledgehammer.
Yeah, and so he goes over to his desk and pulls out a gun and then puts it on the desk instead of holding it on his target. And I was like, I guess this is your first day with that gun. Like, I don't even know.
It's a lot of firsts for this being the 8th movie.
Yeah. And then so his daughter is just like, do. Gotcha, motherfucker, I'm right behind you. Slits his throat. And I was like, oh, that was kind of cool for like, you know, whatever. But then we go back to the scene, like Lorraine starts seeing a vision of it, and she's just like petting her dad's hair, like, I love you, me pa. I love you, me pa. But I love the devil. What the fuck is going on? Why is she having a vision of this right now?
Yeah, her vision sucked.
So fucking long.
It was just like, dude, Lorraine, we just saw that. We already know what's going on. Lorraine, stop.
And then we're in like a fucking swap meet of shit that's just sitting under their fucking farmhouse. I don't know what any of that stuff was. And then she just finds the altar. She's like, here's the altar. And it was a shit fuck altar, Kevin. It was a shit fuck altar when we got
Yeah,
there.
you got to break the altar to stop her powers.
Yeah, and she's
Oh,
seeing the fucking witch walking to her. She's like, "Dee, dee, dee, dee," and she's trying to push this giant fucking altar of rock over. And I was like, "Can you just knock the shit over it? Oh, like off of it?" But like, "Oh, look at that! No more candles. You can't do shit."
yeah. What was she planning to
Meanwhile, we haven't even
do?
talked about Arn in the fucking prison.
It's just he just gets transferred. They tie him down,
Yeah,
and
they're
then
like, "Don't sedate him at night when witches are their strongest." I
yeah,
was
yeah,
like,
I get it. There ain't no such thing as witch. He's a cutter. He's got squirrels in his head. He's okay.
and why would they let the girlfriend into the prison? What the fuck prison was this?
He's super dangerous. You want to hang out with him, sweetie pie, honey bunch?
Yeah. So, yeah, and then the guy who supplied him with the bottle to cut himself was there reading the Bible for the first time. He's like, I know I went to school for this, but like, not really.
This is tricky when you're in the moment.
He's like, ooh, I've never read out loud before. Like, what the fuck?
He's like, public
Usually people are
speaking's
just
like the
dead.
number one thing.
He's like, usually I'm just doing a prayer over a dead person. I just do it in my head and no one knows what I'm saying.
Because what
I'm
I'll
just
do
like,
is I'll open these up. I'll put like an X-Men comic book in here. I shouldn't have said that. I'm going to go to hell.
he's like, I'm really all about X Factor right now, though. You put the original team back together. It's the 80s. They're just like, what the
Pretty
fuck?
sick.
This Peter David guy, he's going to go places. You just watch. You just watch. Look at that fucking Cyclops costume.
Meanwhile, Arn's frothing at the mouth and stuff. He's like, he's fine.
He's just like, he's fine. Does he do the contortionist thing yet?
He's like, ooh,
Has he popped the cuffs?
Arn,
Is
you're
he
being
floating
real
in the
weird.
sky?
You're going to like
He's
the Sinestro character. He's up your alley.
And then fucking she stops Arn from killing himself because Arn can't
Couple
stop
of
getting
times.
glass. Yeah.
Yeah, the witch is controlling him. The witch is just like, time to off yourself, dude.
While also like fucking with everyone else. So Ed finally gets over there because Ed drives 90 fucking 5 down every highway.
Yeah, he
Just
goes 90 and a
murder
30.
in his heart. He's like, don't fuck with my wife. I did like when she was running away and it did that weird double thing where she almost like didn't know which one of her was.
Yeah, she got that. The witch kind of like cloned herself, and
Yeah.
that was cool. Like I said, like this movie has a handful of moments where you're like, that's pretty cool.
Yeah, but then they didn't do anything with it.
Nope.
They didn't even like have the witch turn into one of them or anything. It was just she was just like, I'm real confused. I don't know which way I'm going. Like,
yeah, it was a cool.
and then
like,
she found some stairs, and then she was like,
yeah.
guess that's over. And then Ed goes down there. He instantly gets jacked by the witch because they also find out. Before Bad Dad died, he was just like, "There's gonna be 3: the murder, the suicide, and the old geezer, or the lover, or some shit. I don't remember. It was stupid." And she's like, "That's my husband. He's the 3rd one."
She thinks our love is our weakness, but it's not. It's our strength. I was like, boo, shut up.
Yeah, so Ed's got a sledgehammer. He's singing the song. He's like, this shit's real popular right now on the radio. Sledgehammer.
Yeah. He's all turned around and shit. He can't find his ass from a hole in the wall. And then he sees Lorraine, like, he's like, dude, where you been? He's like, where you been? And she's like, gotcha, bitch. And she blows like fucking talcum powder in his face. And he's just like, it's time to play the game.
He perfectly hits just the edge of every fucking beam and pillar to just make shit go.
Yeah. He gets a case of the crazy. His eyes roll back into his head. The witch is like, gotcha. I looked like your wife for a second, but then it wasn't. And now I'm going to run away. It's he.
I'm going to go try to kill your wife again. And so he keeps trying to kill his own wife. Doesn't even need help from the witch.
Yeah, she's like, dude, you're terrible at that sledgehammer. And he was like, Peter Gabriel said you got to swing it from the hip.
Yeah. And she keeps trying to talk him out of it. She's like, don't let her turn you against me.
Remember, I loved you.
Remember the gazebo. We're going to cut back to this shot real quick.
Remember
the lighting is completely different. It's very jarring. So
yeah, it's like a whole other movie. It's real Bridges
like
of Madison County.
Golden fucking age of cinema all of a sudden. But like, I mean, actually gold. So, and then, like as predicted, she leads him right to the altar. Love overcomes. He snaps out of it, and Pound Town on the fucking altar splits it in half.
Everybody's like, "Damn dog."
Yeah, very anticlimactic. And then the witch shows up.
Like, bro, you broke my shit.
Yeah, and she's really just like, nah, we're good. We still got game. And then Ed reminds her, "You promised the demon a soul. Now you gotta deliver." DiGiorno's.
Yeah, then she just contorts and dies.
Yeah. Well, a demon version of herself shows up to basically claim her, and that was kind of cool for like just.
It
but then
was
like
cool, but it could have been. It should have been cooler.
Exactly. Yeah, for sure. Yeah, like I don't know. Have these demons talk. Give some personality to your film. Do anything that's kind of maybe don't light the whole fucking thing. Like
everything's totally lit and like. Because meanwhile, Arn was going through just like his own exorcism, but like the junior version, glass is shattering, shit's flying everywhere, and he's going to cut his own throat for the suicide. And their love, because that's the thing, everyone, is Arn's love and Debbie's love. Their love was enough to persevere. It had nothing to do with the other guys killing the fucking curse of the cause of the curse. But when the witch gets killed by the demon, like that should have been so much better. Like I don't know, it was so like
it's very disappointing. It's like you tell me a demon just showed up and it's gone in 10 seconds. It didn't even like talk. Like that demon didn't talk shit to them. Like I'm fucking on to you motherfuckers. You win this round, I'll be back again.
Well, yeah, like
it would have been way cooler if he's like showing interest in them. He's just like, oh, I see you. Before we couldn't, but now that you made this connection, I see you.
Yeah, like
oh shit, And
I know a quote unquote based off thing, but like I think you should have this. You're in movie land. Yeah, it is all fucking. Remember when this was a movie about fucking cars, Fast and the Furious? And I think Lorraine should be kind of being like, hey, I went to some super dark shit. I've never, had these kind of visions, and I don't think they're visions. I think I'm going literally somewhere else. And then like the demon should have just looked at her and been like, I see you. You know what I mean? And she's been like, oh shit. And then it just snatched her through the ground. Like it should have just went down in the ground and should have took the witch's body, just like pulled it through the ground. You know what I mean? Like, or something cool.
Or
like
turn it into like a witch tree thing, like just she just like has her flesh torn apart as a tree just grows from within inside of her, and then it's just like, oh shit, we just grew a witch tree. Fuck.
They don't like getting crazy fantasy like that. I know they just love their kind of muted. Hey, dude, it could have really happened. Did it happen? Shrug. I don't know.
It sounds like they hope this guy get away with murder for Bruno's murder.
Yeah. And I know
again, I would not
quite all right with.
Yeah.
And I know that's what this whole thing of the movie is like Insidious has more of the spooky boogie stuff on there where you're like, ooh, creepy, spooky. But this series is more of like, oh man, was that boring? Or did you like it? And you're kind of like,
are you still awake? Because like Ed needs his fucking medicine.
So
he just climbs up the stairs and he's just like, honey, I forgot my pills. I'm like, dude, you just swung that sledgehammer like a fucking home run derby, okay? Like,
and that took it out of him.
I think you're okay. And you climbed up those stairs again, and then all of a sudden you're telling me now you're gassed and you might need a pill.
The adrenaline wore off, and he's just like, "It's not time to play the game. It's time to take a nap forever.
Time to take a knee, the knee of life, man." And she's like, "Oh, Ed, this locket I keep of you as a younger, more attractive man. I keep one pill right there for you now." And I was like, predictable.
He eats pills and forgets.
Yeah. So the Popo show up. We don't care.
I don't know where the Popo go. The Popo go right to the house. I'm like, did you smell the murder in there? You don't smell the murder. I see two
people on the hill. Fucking go inside. Like,
I was like, where are they? Oh, they're going to another movie, aren't they?
They're like, yeah, we're here for Conjuring 4 chicken shit fingers. So, and then we go to the trial because we gotta
put Debbie in a hat.
Yeah, I was like, that hat was banging. That was a great fucking hat. I was like, oh man, that hat is stealing the scene. That's the only thing I remember from the scene is
I
that
just kept
hat.
looking at the hat. I was like, Debbie, you're not a hat girl.
Yeah, but she was right then. She was like, I'm wearing this hat. And I was like, based on a true story, really forcing that fucking hat in here.
Oh, that's fair.
And and then the judge is like, hey, Arn fucking creepy Anderson, you rise. And then he's just like, I'm going to stare at Debbie the whole time. And they just stare back at him. And then we don't even have the person we've paid to be a judge read the verdict. They just put it on the screen.
Just go to some titles, because they use titles in the beginning to kind of add that authenticity. You know, if I have to read in a movie, it must have really happened, because the movie wouldn't force me to read, would it?
Based on this fucking read that shit, man. Their toughest case yet. It's almost like the third movie. So, yeah, and basically this guy, I gotta spoil it for everyone. He got 5 years for manslaughter, got out of prison, married. They're married to this day.
And he also opened the Bruno Sauls Rock and Roll Memorial Museum.
Yeah. And dog kennel.
and dog and puppy farm, a puppy mill. Yeah. It's $22 to get in.
But it's $45 to get out, unless you drink with me and dance.
And the whole time you're in there, it's just cranked music and dogs barking. You can't concentrate.
They're like, this surely is hell. You see why I killed him now, right? I mean, the devil.
You see? You see?
You get it. This guy gets it. Come on, dance with me.
Yeah, it's all the beer you can drink because you're not an alcoholic.
Don't let her fucking judge me.
And then at the very end, you get a rubber knife to stab your family that you're with.
Why'd you bring me here?
To see what part of the tour drives you crazy. To kill your family.
Man, this guy didn't make it past the barking dogs. What a fucking loser.
He killed everyone.
Cereal plate dad or father.
He brought his own knife. I don't know if he's got some explaining to do.
Yeah. He turned it on himself real quick. This guy wasn't just asking to be taken out.
Story at 11. We got the Bruno Sauls Memorial Rock and Roll Museum of Annoyance was closed down today due to a strange killing again.
Another killing. The third just this week alone. Authorities are clueless.
When you buy your ticket for $22, they just put a bunch of sweat and oil in your hair. They make you wear overalls and just crank this music.
Someone makes chicken fingers with dirty hands and feeds it to you, and then you don't feel good after that.
You do get a pocket knife, and you aren't able to exact your revenge.
You can dance as much as you want and drink very much.
As long as you leave those cares behind. But if you don't dance, you're no friend of mine. And then credits, and that's the movie's over. I was like, what the hell?
Yeah, that's it. Give the shitty set. And I'll say this, the music in the credits had more atmosphere than the entire rest of the movie.
Dude, get the fuck out of my head. I said the same thing. And I was like, damn, this closing score is awesome.
Yeah, I was like, is someone going to die again? Is it Bruno?
Who wrote this? They were like, you're going to use the good shit in the movie, right? They're like, yeah, sucker.
Yeah, sure. Yeah, because I was like, man, the fucking scene where he's hugging the witch and like fighting her way for cereal. Oh my God, the music was horrible for that. It was like a banjo tuning up. It was like, meow, meow. I was like, what the fuck is going on? But the end was just like, fucking murder is afoot.
Yeah, dude, it was super good. And I was like, man, what did they pissed this away? Why are they using it now?
I was like, where was this in the movie? Why? Like, this is building up a ton of atmosphere, a ton of suspense.
Just to see the gaffers.
Yeah, they were like, best boys.
It's like, oh shit. All right, guys, good job.
Yeah. Jesus.
Yeah, man. I mean, god damn. I mean, what do I know? They're on their fucking 18th movie. They must be doing something good, but these are boring as shit.
It's just that shared universe, man. That's all people care about. Like that's literally it. They are watching it just for that fucking Annabelle reference, you know?
Yeah, but
Like I
she's
look
like
at this.
she's in the background in like one or two scenes, and you're just kind of like in the
Oh
stupid
yeah, it
painting
ends with
from.
him putting the cup in there.
Yeah, and he's just like, we did
He's like,
chalk up another one.
I can't touch it with my hand. I got to use this like baby cloth I found.
Yeah, I was like, is this like Friday the 13th, the television series? They had the vault with all the cursed items. And I thought that was always cool because they couldn't destroy the items because, they were cursed. And you're like, all right, well, it's our job to kind of, guard this vault and make sure we try to collect as many as we hear about. That's a great idea for a TV show. Bring that back. You bring fucking everything else back, bring that back.
Yeah.
And that's why I always kind of look at the Conjuring and I'm like, I kind of like that they collect the items. That's like one of the things I do like. But they just kind of put it out on display instead of just like they almost celebrate it as its centerpieces and just conversation.
It's very much a trophy room is how it feels, or like a showy museum because it's like they got Annabelle, then I saw the nun, I was like, oh, I know these things. And I was like, that's it. It's just like,
that's it. But yeah, it's more of the same. I was bored to tears. Like I said, I did a couple of things where I was just like, okay. But yeah. I can't take any more of this. I'm absolutely 100% donezo. But I know there's an audience, and I know they're just gonna eat it up, and we'll probably get another one. It's just like clockwork.
Yeah, well, I mean, there's already two in production. So, as for this being my first movie of the franchise, the only thing I'll give it credit is that I did not feel like I had to see the rest of the movies.
That's true.
To understand what was
it
going
on.
I'll give them that. Yeah. Also, on that note, though, I did not feel like I needed to see the other movies. It did not make me want to view the rest of them, but instead go, no, I think I'm good here. I think this is where I get on and off of the train. And, it was a short ride. Oh, look at that. I'm back at the Farmhouse River. All right. Toot toot. Tally ho. So, yeah, it was very boring. Like I said, like when I got to that hour and a half mark, I was like, we should be done, right? We should be like 5 more minutes. We're good. And I was like, oh my God, I still have a half an hour. And that half an hour dragged so much ass. Just so much ass.
That's what I should have called
because the pacing was so...
3, it drags some serious ass.
Dragging the devil's butt. You're just like, ugh.
Devil's like, dude, get out of here with that.
Get out of here. But yeah, I was just like, because it's like you said, the pacing is horrible. It's slow in the wrong moments, fast in the others. But then we get to the end and they're just like, everything's slow. Everything.
Everything sucks.
Yeah. Except for when we killed the dad. That's going to go real quick. You're just like, what the fuck? Like, one of the best scenes, you're like, all right, we're done, route. Get over it. Move on. We're not going to look at this man's death. She's going to pet his head awkward as fuck. For way too long later on. But we're not going to be at the same scene. You're going to see through the crazy, stupid vision eyes that I hated. I was like, I hate this camera shot.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah, it's a pass for me. I agree with Kevin. There is an audience for it. I'm not that audience.
Yeah, it's a not movie for sure.
We are not moving this one. I can movie the fuck out, I think that'll do it for us here at Let's Movie. You can find more movies that we have attempted to movie on our podcast feed, which obviously you can find at any podcast stream because you did that. Good, thank you. Now, hopefully, you'll share that with someone else, and they'll be like, hey, that was a pretty decent, all right podcast you shared with me. You can find us on social media at Let's Movie Pod, and you can also find us on YouTube a week later where these will drop. And no, it is not the full movie. It is 2 guys talking about the movie. Please read that description and enjoy. Kevin, take us away.
I think I hurt someone.